Open up your eyes.
Work complete. Work complete. Ready to work. Ready to work. Ready to work. Work complete. Dabu. Work complete. Ready to work. Work complete. Zug. Your command, master. Ready to work. Destroying our city. Dabu. Being attacked. Zug, ready to work. Dabu. Zug, Loktar. They're destroying our city. Dabu. Loktar. Dabu. Zog. They're destroying our city. Dabu. Work complete. Ready to work. They're destroying our city. Zug. Your command, master. Ready to work. Dabu. Ready to your command, master. Zug. Dabu. Complete. We're being attacked. Ready to work. Your command, master. Ready to work. Being attacked. Work complete. Dabu. Your command, master. Ready to work. Your command, master. Dabu. Ready to work. Your command, master. Ready to work. Zug. Work complete. Zug. Work complete. Zug. Your command, master. We're being attacked. Dabu, Loktar, Swobu, Loktar, Swobu, Dabu, Workdom, Zun, your command, master. Ready to work, Loktar. Dabu. Dabu. Lordu. Zun, Dabu. Dabu. Zun, your command, master. Ready to work, please. Zun, Dabu. Dabu. Zun, Dabu. Swobu. Loktar. Dabu. Lord Loktar. Loktar. Zun, ready to work.
We're ready, Master.
Loktar. Swobu. Ready to work. Loktar. Swobu. Work complete. Loktar.
Yes, Master.
Ready to work, Loktar.
We're ready, Master.
I'm not
Work complete. Work complete.
Yes, Master. Yes, Master. We're ready, Master. We're ready, Master. All right. Yes, Master. Yes, Master. Yes, Master. Okay. Yes, Master. Yes, Master. Okay.
Work complete.
Yes. Okay.
We're being attacked. Loktar.
Yes, Master.
Zun. They're destroying our city. Ready to work, Lord. Zun.
Yes, Master.
Loktar. They're destroying our city. Loktar. We're being attacked.
We're ready, Master. What's
Work complete. Work
What is this? Yes, Master. We're ready, Master. Right, of course. Right away. Of course. Of course. Of course. What? Yes, master. Of course. Yes, master. What is it? Yes, master.
We're being attacked!
Of course. Right away. Of course. Of course. Yes, master. Of course. Right away. Right away. You ready, master? Yes, master. What is this, master? Yes, master. Of course.
Yes, of course.
Well, of course. Right away. Of course. Of course. What is this?
Ready to work, being attacked!
Yes, master. Of course. Right away. Yes, right away.
Ready to work, being attacked!
Yes. Very well.
What? Of course. Of course. Right away. Right away. Yes, master.
Ready to work.
Master. What? Right away. Yes, master. Right away.
Son.
What is it? What? Right
We're
away.
being
Yes,
attacked.
master. Of course. Yes, master. Yes, master. Yes, master. Right away. Yes, of course. Yes, master. Yes, master. Yes, master. Of course. Yes, master. Yes, master.
We're being attacked! Son.
Yes. Yes, master. Yes, master. Of course,
Ready to
master.
work!
Yes.
Make it quick.
What?
Ready to work! We're being attacked!
You ready, master?
Son.
Make it Very well. Very well.
Yes, master. Right away, master.
Yes. Very well.
Yes, master. Of course. Right away. Of course.
We're being
Right
attacked!
away. Right away.
Yes. Very well. Of course. Of course.
What is it? Yes, master. Yes, master. Right away. Yes, master. Right away. Right away. Of course. Yes, master. Right away. Right away. Of course, master. Yes, master.
Destroying our city!
Make it very well.
What is it? Right away. Yes, master. Yes, master.
Very well.
Ready to work!
Of course. Yes, of course.
We're being attacked!
What?
Make it quick.
Ready to work!
What is it?
Dabu!
Yes, master. Right away. Yes, master. Of course. Yes, master. Right away.
Ready to work!
Of course.
We're being attacked!
Right away. Of course. Right away. Yes, master. Right away. Yes, master. Yes, master. Of course. Yes, master. Of course. Right away. Of course.
Yes, of course, master.
Yes, right away. Right away, master.
Make it quick.
Ready to work! Ready to
Yes.
work!
Make it quick. Very well. Very well. Of course, master.
What? Yes, master. What? Of course.
Attack!
Yes, master. What is it?
Yes, of course, master. Make it quick.
Yes, master. Yes, master. Right away. What? Yes, master. Of course. Right away. Right away. Right away. Yes, of course.
Make very, very well. Of course. Very course. Of course. Very well. Very
Ready to
well.
work.
Make very
Yes,
well.
master. Of course. Yes, master. Of course. Yes, of course.
Lothar,
Yes.
we're being attacked.
Make very course. Of course.
Ready
Yes,
to work.
master.
Yes.
We're being attacked.
Of course.
Yes, master. Right away. Yes, master. Yes, master. Yes, right away. Yes, master.
Slow-mo.
Yes, master.
We're being attacked. Ready to work.
Yes. Of course.
What? Right away. Right away. Yes, master. Right away. Yes, master.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Right
We're
away.
being
Yes,
attacked.
master. Right away. Right away.
Yes. Make it quick.
Ready to work. Lothar.
Yes. Yes.
Ready to work.
Make it quick. Yes.
They're destroying our city.
Make it quick. Make it quick.
We're being attacked. Ready to work.
Very cold. Yes. Yes. Of course. Very well. 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 Very well. Very well. Very well. Very well. Of course. Very well. Very well. Of course. Very well. Of course. Very well. Very well. Very well. Very well. Of course. Very well. Of course. Of course. Of course. Very well. Of course. Very very well. Of course. Yes. Of course. Of course. Very course. Of course. Very well. Of course. Very well. Of course. Of course. Of course. Very well. Of course. Very of course. Very well.
This is kind of a rare situation. I have exactly one unit left in the game and I can't afford to make another one.
Of course. Of course.
As far as I know, he has those
Make
two
it
ogres. I don't
quick.
know if he has more money than that, or I don't think he's mining anymore.
Very well. Very
I think he
well.
just has
Of
those two
course.
ogres.
Very well. Of course. Of course.
I checked every gold mine.
Yes. Very course. Of course. Yes.